Oh, this is Spellbinder with update on the S510. It seems like the procedural vote is 74-25 in the Senate, and it looks like they're going to try to pass this for sure, if it's not already considered passed and done with. And I haven't checked to see if any of our representatives in Ohio voted for it yet. I'm sure the Democrats did. I'm not sure about Republicans. According to a man down in Tennessee, which I'm going to show you his video, they have seemed to have passed it. One of the Republicans down there actually voted for the draconian Nazi bill that will make it illegal for you to grow a tomato plant in your yard. More or less, give the food away to anyone you want to. It seems like they have went out of their way to take away our food, so we have to go to the store, as this man says, and buy their genetically altered vegetables and get sick. So we end up in their institutions called hospitals and doctor offices having to take medication for poisoning from the food. And they're not going to let you grow your healthy food. Like he said, you need to get guns, you need to get bullets, you need to get them now, because as he said, the law stops at your door and your property line. And it's not going to be accepted. The people will just not going to be able to accept the law. You're just going to have to tell them, I don't recognize that law. It's unconstitutional, it's un-American, and it's anti-freedom and of choice. You have no choice in this. You got to buy from the factories now, the factory foods, the factory growers. You know, you can't have your own food anymore. The S510 bill, I mean, like the bill says, it's $100,000 fines. Who's going to be able to pay those fines if something goes wrong, like the egg incident? The factory that created the problem. The mom and pops aren't going to be able to pay those fines. We're not going to be able to afford that for having, you know, an outbreak or something that happens to a factory farm, and everyone's punished for it because the big boys can pay their fines. But the little mom and pop farms won't be able to pay their fines, and they'll be out of business the next day. This is just horrible what they're doing. I'm going to show you this video now and let you decide on what's going on with this. But apparently the procedural vote 74-25 shows it will probably pass, even though the people wishes sent letters to their congressmen or their representatives in the Senate, because this is in the Senate right now, and told them no. But as usual, they don't listen to us anymore. They listen to special interest and world banksters. Our government doesn't listen to the people that put them in there. This is a crime against us personally. It's personal now. This is personal. The government has personally showed that they are incapable of following orders from the people, that they think they're gods now and are able to tell you what they can and can't do in with our lives. They're control freaks, and they're showing it, their colors, that they're controlled by others. They're just puppets with puppet masters running them, and they're not doing what we're doing. We'll have to fire the entire Congress, or at least the entire Senate will have to be fired and rehired with people that will do what the people tell them to do, and stop this. I mean, Congress is bad enough that they don't listen to us. Now we got the Senate that I don't think ever did listen to anyone, because they're always the ones pushing draconian bills through and shoving it into Congress's lap, and when Congress is sitting there having to make a decision on it because the Senate is just out of control. These people are control freaked out, and they're being controlled, and they are control freaked. Well, here's this video that this guy did in Tennessee. Enjoy this, because this is what's happened.
All right, hallelujah. You know, we're living in some bad times, people, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of the world. I've got a piece of news clip right here sitting in front of me. The Senate Bill S510, which we've had on our website, we've been keeping an eye on. Well, this says that the vote intimately, I mean, it's a procedural vote passed 74-25. Do you know what that means? And I'm going to read the article here to you. U.S. Senate Bill S510 is now on the Senate floor, where a vote is suspected shortly. Yesterday, in motion of invoke cloture, now what that word cloture means, is that the process of closing the debate is in the Senate. Passed on a vote of 74 to 25. And of course, you can see how they voted if you go in there. Now, I live in the great state of Tennessee, and I'm looking at this Republican senator named Lamar Alexander vote in favor of this bill that will criminalize anybody from growing so much as a piece of lettuce or tomato in your own backyard. Did you hear what I said? And of course, I mean, it is saturated with Democrats who voted on this, but we have a Republican in the state of Tennessee that actually voted in favor. And I'm still, and there's one in Florida, and another one in Maine and Louisiana, but it is saturated with Democrats. Now, you people out there who always think that the Democrats or the Republicans are always for you and stuff, man, they just got finished. I mean, it is something else. Let's finish reading this. So what they're doing is they're sending the bill forward for a final vote, and perhaps as early as today. The U.S. Senate offices are expecting a huge backlash of grassroots opposition to the bill called the Food Safety Modernization Act, as virtually every healthy freedom organization, family farm group, and even dietary supplement companies have aligned to oppose this bill. It is being called the most dangerous bill in the United States history, and would thrust America into a new dark age of FDA tyranny over seeds, foods, herbs, gardens, and nutritional supplements. Well, hey, I try to tell you folks that we are no longer the land of the free and home of the brave. We are a very fascist state here in America. Did y'all hear what I said? We are built on totalitarianism, Nazism. We are a police state, and we're living in very sad times when 545 people can have a rule over 360 million people, and to determine by your vote that you put these pigs in office to tell you that you are now a criminal, and we're going to come and arrest you for growing so much as a tomato in your own backyard, because we would rather for you to go to the store and eat our genetically modified foods for your health, so we can keep you sick and keep you coming to our institutions called hospitals and doctors. Now, I tell you what, I believe in self-preservation. You better get some guns, and you better get some bullets, because they have turned this law over to the Homeland Security. Can you imagine? People are now going to be criminalized for going to a farmer's market and selling a cucumber or a tomato. See, this is the type of country we're living in. I don't know about for you, but as for me and my house, we're going to serve the Most High. And I don't think too much about people who will work for a government and support something that is against natural law. That, you know, it is our right and our law to have self-preservation, to grow our own food. And this is nothing more than control. How do you control a population? You control them by food. And the U.S. government now has power to arrest anybody for growing food in their own backyard. My question is, are you going to put up with it? Now, as for me, I don't care what bill they pass. I don't care what they put in the law. They bills and they laws stop right where my property begins. And you're going to have to make a decision what you're willing to live for and what you're willing to die for. And that's the truth. Most people are scared to talk like this, but I'm going to talk like that. And that's the bottom line. If the so-called founding fathers of this country would be alive today, they would have been done made a run on the government. I don't know what's going on with us today, but I tell you what, it's something else. You people better wake up. You better wake up quick.
There you got it. That's what they're doing. And they're, like I said, the forefathers would have made a run on the government and ousted every one of them out. Probably were tarred and feathered and did worse. We are in a bad situation now. We have a government out of control who thinks fascism and Nazism is the norm for America now. The USSA. We're not the USSA. We are the United States of America, a republic, democracy. We're not a socialist democracy or communist democracy or any of the other it's just I don't know, it's destitute is what we're under. People, we gotta fight this still. If they pass this for a hard copy out, we're going to have to tell them, you either repulse that or we're going to fire you. If we have to go up there and drag your scrawny butts out of the government and fire you that way. And we'll put people in there that we take right off the stand and say, get in there, you can do a better job. Anyone can do a better job than these senators are doing. These people don't have a clue of what they're up to. Some reason or another, they've been threatened or something, and they're going out of their way to become as evil as possible to our eyes. I mean, I guess it should have been shown when they were out there at the meetings they were having, the town hall meetings, and they were sitting there being arrogant there. I guess they're still just as arrogant now, especially the lame ducks. The lame ducks are really arrogant. They're mad. They're mad that you voted them out, and now they're getting their revenge on you. And that should be a crime in itself. We should be able to put these people in prison for that, for going out of their way and doing this, and not doing it because it's a good thing to do, but because they're mad and they're spiteful at us as an American people. People, we got to stop them. We got to stop them now. These people should be brought under criminal charges for passing this bill. This bill is anti-American, anti-freedom. It's just one more knife in the back of the American people. I mean, the TSA is already totally out of control. That's ridiculous. Like I did a video yesterday with Paul Craig Roberts' article, and it showed that they're doing that just to prove they can. Because how come the terrorists haven't went after the senators and stuff that passed the War Crimes Act, going over there and fighting wars illegally in other countries? As Ron Paul said, we have no business being over there. We're getting blowback, if nothing else. He calls it blowback, where we go over there and kill a bunch of relatives of these people, and they're mad and they want to get revenge. If they have to go and kill every one of our troops over there to get the revenge. And that's what they're going to do. I mean, especially now when they got faceless soldiers over there, drones flying in and blowing up places with missiles. I mean, this is just bad. We got to stop these people. They're out of control. They've proved their point that they are not fit to be in the government. None of them are. They're all unfit. They're all controlled. They're all paid for. They're all blackmailed. They all got something in their closet that these special interest groups got on them. And if they don't do as they're told, it comes out on the 6 o'clock and 11 o'clock news. Scandals. So we got to replace them all. They all got to be replaced. We got to have a special session where we replace them all and get them all out of there. We got to get a special session now just to get the Democrats out before January, because they're just out of control. And then we got to put the Republicans on a type of 90-day test. And if they don't do what they're told, we'll just oust them out too. We got to oust these people out until we get people in there that will do the people's words and do what the people want and not what special interest and world banksters want. Until next time, this is Spellbinder, which is very disturbing government that, well, is out of control. Good day.